Hey, so I talked about Know Me. I was born on February 9th, 1978 at a little hospital in Sumner, Iowa to my parents Rex and Glenda Kane. I grew up a little while in Fairbank. So we moved out to Orne. My parents owned a restaurant out there that my grandfather had sold to mom when she was 18, called Four Roads Inn. So I grew up in a restaurant it was actually a supper club and lounge out in the country out by Orne on Highway 3 in Iowa. Um, Pretty normal childhood, if you as normal as. I mean, I grew up in the restaurant, so there was a lot of weekends were busy. There was a lot going on. There was always stuff going on at the bar and the restaurant. I washed dishes as I grew up as a kid, learned how to cook, eventually learned how to bartend even as I got older. Waited tables, I did everything you could in that sense. But life was pretty normal that I can remember. I spent a lot of time with Grandpa and Grandma Gipper, which would have been my parents or my mother's mom and dad. They lived just down the road, a little ways down Highway 3 and off the gravel about a mile. So they were super close by. I did a lot with Grandpa when I was young. Hung out with him a lot. He was a carpenter. He did construction work. Also drank a lot. He had a bad leg, so he drank to kill the pain. Um, Life kind of turned upside down when I was right around 12 years old, sixth grade. I found out I got really sick. I got lost a ton of weight, like 60 pounds when I was in sixth grade, which was like a ton of weight. My mom was, uh, what do you call it? She knew the warning signs of diabetes, so we got checked for diabetes early in my sixth grade year and found out I was type 1 diabetic. I did a couple weeks I decided to go down to Iowa City to be educated. This was 1990, 90 or 91, right around there. The best place to go for that was the University of Iowa, where they had pretty good education on what was relatively, I mean, diabetes has been around for a long time, but things were more advanced at a place like that than they were at the small hospital in Waverly where I was diagnosed, where my doctor was. So spent a couple weeks in there, and at first it was kind of cool, but I learned pretty fast that diabetes was going to be an up and down kind of roller coaster ride. They had the tools back then a lot different than the tools they have now, but so that's when life really turned around, and that's takes me up to sixth grade, about 12 years old, and I'll pick up from there. God bless everybody. See you later.